The Ink and Paint Club podcast is intended for mature audiences. These guys can't go about like 3 seconds without saying a swear, so, listener discretion is advised.
You're listening to the Ink and Paint Club podcast, your weekly home for animation reviews and discussions.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ink and Paint Club podcast for this week. My name is JD, and making his triumphant return is Mr. Kyle.
Yup, I'm here.
He is, and he's far off in the distance.
We only have so many fucking chairs, JD.
We'll get another chair. Quit being poor.
Furniture is expensive and I like good quality.
Furniture is expensive. Being an adult is hard. Joining us for the first time, I think, Ari is here.
Hello.
Hello. Ari is Kyle's lovely lady. So it's nice to finally have her on here after all this time. I figure this should probably have happened sooner, but so my apologies.
I've been on here before.
Have you?
Yes, I did a Halloween recording a couple years ago.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have like early onset Alzheimer's probably, so that's the excuse I'm going with. And Aiden is also here with us.
Hey, I'm back.
Yeah. And we've got the whole gang here because we are talking about the Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans crossover movie. Yay.
What a very below average film, in my opinion, at least.
It certainly was an hour of my day. Actually 2 hours, because I rewatched it with Melanie.
Oh.
Because I'll be perfectly honest, I was kind of half paying attention the first time I watched it. I'm like, I should probably rewatch this to make sure I'm really feeling the way I feel about this. And there are a few things I noticed the second time through that, like, okay, that was kind of funny and whatnot. So I don't hate it nearly as much on the second rewatch, but
for all intents and purposes, this movie does have some genuine positives, in my opinion. Like, yeah, I think we'll get to those later.
First time we recorded this, you wanted to know about it.
So,
well, I thought it was charming.
I mean, yeah, there's some good, there's some bad, and we will get into it. So
I think we should start by like, what's this movie about? So
this movie is about the Go Titan, the Titans of Teen Titans Go, meeting with the original series Teen Titans. That so much internet debate is broken out over the last few years of like, is Teen Titans Go a dumpster fire compared to the original series, or can they exist side by side?
I honestly, can I just add my own 2 cents to that?
Go for it.
I think it's kind of a dumb argument to make to begin with, because with comic book franchises especially, there's so many variations of comic book heroes, like Teen Titans, and like we'll see it later, we'll talk about it later, I imagine. But there's so many iterations of different Teen Titans, of different like Batman characters, I honestly don't think it's really fair to compare Teen Titans to Teen Titans Go, even if they have the same voice cast, because they're still ultimately like 2 different universes.
Yeah.
And they have 2 completely different tones.
That's true.
In my opinion, I feel like this kind of movie just didn't really have a reason to exist outside of just the pure fan outrage that happened like in 2015 when the show first aired.
Right. I mean, I'm sure I've said it before on the show, but I was very much in the camp of like just like straight up just hating Teen Titans Go because I felt
I think all of us were.
What, Kyle?
Big shocker there.
Yeah, well, I probably said it before, but yeah, I was upset at its mere existence because it was reusing the same voice cast, it was reusing a lot of the same character designs, so it just felt like, oh, we're taking this old show that everyone liked and we're making basically a parody version of it, and so that, like, me as a big fan of the old show, it felt a little insulting to me at the time. I've since moved past that to the point where it's just like I still don't like Teen Titans Go, but it's only because its sense of humor does not appeal to me. Melanie loves the show. She thinks it's hilarious, and that's great. And there's clearly plenty of people who do like it because it's on all the fucking time. So that's just kind of where I'm at.
I'm in a similar camp where, like, I used to this was like the worst Cartoon Network show ever, in my opinion. Because I was like, oh man, they're taking like one of my favorite shows and they're just kind of shitting all over it. But nowadays, I've kind of loosened up to that. Like, and honestly, I don't know, Teen Titans Go is just okay. Like, I think there's some things I genuinely like about it. I've come to actually really enjoy the art style that Teen Titans Go has. Even if it's not good in motion, I think that I like this sort of like real cartoonishly, real poppy type of art style that Teen Titans Go has.
Yeah.
And the show will usually have one or two jokes or even like songs sometimes that I think are good. And really, honestly, the Teen Titans Go to the Movies movie is still one of the best DC movies to come out this decade. Like, undeniably.
We did a review of that last year, and I surprisingly liked it. So go listen to that if you're interested.
Unfortunately, I can't say the same about this movie.
Yeah, so this movie is mostly just an excuse to kind of draw in the fans of both Teen Titans Go and fans of the original series, and kind of put the two teams to get together to kind of like basically do a comparison between like, the Teen Titans Go are, this kind of asshole-ish, kind of jokey characters versus like the old team who is more serious, even though I don't think the depiction of the original Teen Titans was wholly accurate.
Yeah, like one of the things that a lot of people I think tend to forget about the Teen Titans 2003 series is that it was just at like when it came out, it had just as much hate, if not, as Teen Titans Go when it first aired. Because a lot of people were like, "What is this goofy, cartoonish like rendition of the Teen Titans? Why is everyone all anime?"
Yeah, it was it was the big anime craze of the early 2000s. So they put all this like pseudo anime expressions in, and yeah, everyone really hated it for it at the time. So,
but eventually the show came around and turned out to be really good.
Well, I think they also like really toned down the anime stuff after about season 2.
They went to Japan. The movie had them go to Japan.
They sure did.
I wouldn't really say the anime stuff toned down.
Trouble in Tokyo is a movie.
Yeah.
Before I keep ripping on this movie, Ari and Kyle, you said you enjoyed this movie. Please explain to me why.
Yeah.
So, do you want to go first?
All right. Well, I wasn't an original fan of the original show, so take that as what you will.
I'm taking it.
I wasn't a fan of the whole anime bullshit. I didn't like when their heads got real big and they would scream and their mouths would flap around and shit. I didn't like that. All right. And yeah,
okay.
I did think that it was very serious at times, but they also had the silly ones, according to the theme song, whatever played. But yeah, I thought this movie was fun. My only problem with it was the original Titans, or the ones from that show. The animation style didn't really fit them. That's probably why you guys didn't like it.
This is like that's like my biggest gripe with this movie. One of them, there's a couple, but one of them is just that
animation.
It's all puppet animation and it looks weird. And like there's like a couple of like especially a lot of the faces with the OG Titans look super off. Like there's just something like missing with the puppet animation. It just doesn't flow well.
Yeah.
But the humor was great. We both got a lot of good laughs out of it. Thought it was pretty great.
I got a collective 7.
I didn't count how many times I laughed, but there are a few jokes in there which made me chuckle, I will admit.
There's one line. There's one line in the beginning of the movie that really made me laugh. And it was like so the beginning of the movie starts with the Titans actually doing something. The Go Titans doing something we don't see them do much, which is be superheroes when they're trying to stop a bank robbery from this gentleman ghost voiced by Weird Al Yankovic. And Beast Boy has a line where it's like, "Yeah, you can all, yeah, we all just like get money from Robin. We're just mooching off Robin's money," or something like that. I forget the line. I forget what the line was specifically, but I was the one where like, okay, that's a good laugh.
It's like, if you want money, you should do what we do and mooch off Robin.
Yeah, that was it. That was the line.
Yeah.
It's Aries' turn. So.
Yes, Ari, please give us your thoughts.
Well, I'm actually a fan of the original series. I'm also a fan of anime, so I did like the original series. When this series started, it was a little off-putting at first, but I actually grew to like it, and I actually rather enjoyed it. And I found this movie to be rather charming. I really liked it, and I had quite a lot of laughs.
Okay, that's good. See, that's like, I have no problem if people actually like Teen Titans Go. Like, if that style of humor appeals to them, that's great. I mean, I want people to enjoy things. So I'm glad.
10-minute rant.
Yeah, exactly. You seriously hate the series.
Just because I hate it doesn't mean other people can't enjoy it. I'm not going around saying people can't like Teen Titans Go. I'm saying I personally don't.
No one here is a Mr. Enter.
Yeah. But it is nice that at least someone who is a fan of the old show does get enjoyment out of the new show. So at least that's good.
Also, just on the topic of Teen Titans Go, one thing I do like about it, they're very aware that everyone hates it, that all the OG fans hate it, and they're just like, you know what? Whatever.
Yeah, you guys got to understand that the original voice cast coming back for this show means that they like it too. And I've noticed that they're also really playing it to piss off the older fans with like Starfire saying after
every other word.
That like does get annoying. Okay, real quick, can I just say one thing? One of my genuine positives about this movie, it's a small one, so I'll start with it. I really liked how in the very beginning, when the two Titans are fighting, like the two Starfires are just immediately like, "Oh, hey," are just like immediately friends. Because I think that's, I don't know. I thought that felt more in character. But I could be wrong. I could very much be wrong.
Too, though. Raven didn't want to fight, and she was just like, "Oh, hey, what's up?"
Yeah, Raven not wanting to fight seemed very in character. Mostly, I think Starfire and Raven were fine for the most part. I do think that our original series, Starfire being the one who initiates the musical number, was like, why?
That was weird. That was
How would you know to do that?
that one was a bit weird, but I think really the ones that got it the worst with the writing were Robin, Cyborg, and like Trigon. Which I guess should we get into where Trigon plays into all this?
Yeah, so Trigon is basically like Raven cracks her gem, which releases part of her demon. So Trigon, the Go version of Trigon, who I haven't seen much of the Go Titans, so I was confused.
He was like in the first episode.
Yeah, but so I was confused as to why Trigon wears a sweater vest. But
that's just how this Trigon rolls.
Yeah. So what?
He's a loving father. That's why he wears a sweater vest, like all the early '90s and '80s family sitcoms.
I guess it makes sense. But yeah, so Go Trigon and original series Trigon have hatched this plot where they're gonna siphon the demon out of Raven's gem in order to resurrect original series Trigon, which they do for the most part. Sans like a leg. But...
Yeah, like throughout most of the movie, original Trigon is like he's there, but he's missing one of his legs. So I thought that was.
Yeah, I mean, I think I wasn't really thrown off by the the missing leg joke because like it's Go Trigun trying to bring him back, so of course he's gonna fuck it up. Because it just seems par for the course for their universe.
He fucked it up because he didn't get enough power.
Well, he just didn't get enough power. He pretty much succeeded.
Did we watch the same movie here?
No.
Yes, I did.
We just have different opinions. That's all.
Yeah. But yeah, Trigun is, or at least original series Trigun is like, I feel almost one of the worst offenders of like out of character from its original series incarnation.
Yeah.
Like
he is
the whole scene, like after he captures the two ravens and is sitting on his throne, just like that whole scene is like he goes back and forth between being in character and out of character. Like,
so like at first, like there's one scene at first where like he's sort of in character, but then like the way the ravens escape is the most out of character that Trigun gets throughout the whole film.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, where like, so what their plan is that like the ravens are like, oh hey, it sure is hot down here. We could probably use a drink. And Trigun's like, I am Trigun. I am Trigon. I don't need a drink. And then but over time, it's like, no, he does get thirsty. And there's a whole bit with a soda that felt really, really forced, unfunny, and dragged on for way too long. And that was how they escaped. And it was like, why would you bother bringing the biggest, probably the most menacing and scariest villain from Teen Titans, the 2003 series, bring him back and then just make him a joke?
I mean, it even started before that, where he's like trying to get Raven to give up her demon, where he's like banging her against the armrest, or like trying to like choke it out of her, where he's like,
yeah, that was
like he's trying to get the last bit of Pringles out of a can or something.
You know what I think this movie should have... You know, I think who the real villain of this movie should have been? It should have... Oh, dang it. I wrote it down. It should have been Control Freak. The dude with the remote control.
Yeah, because from what little I have seen of Teen Titans Go, anytime they do like a weird like self-referential meta thing, it's usually him.
No, so like they could have been like, so Control Freak is sick and tired of Teen Titans Go, so his plan is that he's going to kidnap the original Teen Titans, and then he becomes the game master, which is the guy who forces the two teams to fight, and then he's going to have them fight, and they duke it out, and they like eventually figure out that it's Control Freak and how to break out. See, this could have not been a movie. This could have just been a 22-minute special, and I think it would have been just fine if they had just switched it.
Wasn't there a master of games in the original series, and he was like a weird goat man?
I think he was. Yeah, wasn't there like... I think he was. He was that guy who like kidnapped Robin and some of the...
It, like had all the... like kidnapped all the dude heroes and had them fight. And then we got that weird...
Yeah,
we got a tease at the end where we're like, oh, now we're going to do the girl fight. And then that just ended the episode right there.
Right, I forgot that actually happened. Dang.
Yeah. I like that episode.
That was a good episode. But yeah, no, like, that was... I guess that was a nod to that, but I feel like Control Freak would have been better. Or Brainiac, since I'm not the most knowledgeable of DC, but I think Brainiac is the one person who I would believe has, like, knowledge of the multiverse and could, like, and whatnot. But then again, why would he fight the Titans? Whatever. The point is that Trigon... I don't know. I get that he's like a really big, important villain in the original Teen Titans, but I feel like if they were just going to make him a joke, they should just made him somebody else.
Yeah. Ari, were you trying to say something?
Well, the audience is for children, so having a serious character and making him silly is more appealing to children.
You gotta play by Go logic.
Exactly. It's not a Teen Titans movie. It's mainly a Teen Titans Go movie.
Well,
featuring the original Teen Titans.
I mean, technically speaking, it is a Teen Titans movie and a Teen Titans Go movie.
See, that's kind of where
featuring the original Titans.
It's just like that's where I think like there's a tonal
a real tonal dissonance.
Yeah, there you go. Because it's like, yeah, it's a Teen Titans Go movie technically, and yes, it should play to its audience. But at the same time, it's bringing these characters from the old show, which the old fans would be familiar with, but not so much the kids watching Teen Titans Go would be so familiar with. So it's like, which side of the fan base you try to play to? And it's like, if they're trying to play to both, it's like,
It's
I'm sure
obviously the children that they're playing to. I
Is
mean,
it
children
though?
can't sit in front. Well, yes, children can't sit in front of a TV screen too long. You need to make it easy for them to digest everything.
ADD is a real problem.
Let me hurt you guys for a second. It's gonna hurt really bad.
Please hurt me.
All right. So the original fans of the Teen Titans show have children, and the movie is for these adults that have children to buy for their children because it's something that they watched as a kid.
And they can bond over.
So this movie is made for children, for the kids of the adults that watched it for the original.
Yeah,
and that is the exact problem with nostalgia marketing.
And that, yeah.
They will
That's
have
the problem with
children about 5 or 6 right now.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
it's perfect because it's targeted for children and able to share with their adult parents.
And they're part of the problem.
Since there's no children here.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna disagree with you, Kyle. I'm just saying that, like, I don't know, this movie was weird, and maybe this wasn't a good idea.
Look, I think for the kids that like Teen Titans Go, I think they are gonna love this movie because I from what little I've seen of Teen Titans Go, everything that involves them is completely on brand and looks and acts exactly like the show. So that's great. But
I will say,
my counterpoint to that is that the parents who are fans of the old show, who are watching this with their kids, I still just don't think that the original series characters are represented as well as they could have been in this movie. I feel like it's almost like there's bits and pieces where it's like, okay, yeah, I see those original characters, but there's the parts where Robin is dramatically monologuing on a rooftop with hair flowing in the wind, or Trigon wanting a soda. That it's out of character. It just feels off to what I know about those characters.
Out of character because they're playing by the logic of Go. If you put Roger Rabbit in the human world, you're gonna play by human rules.
I don't fully agree with that because it's not the original series Titans as if they were in the Go universe. It's them coming to the Go universe, so they should be like their own mental processes should still be of their world. Just because they come over to the Go universe doesn't mean that Robin has to start dramatically monologuing or that Starfire knows she can break into a musical number.
And on top of that, I should point out that the Trigun scene we're talking about happens, spoiler warning, it happens in the original Teen Titans universe. So it wouldn't even make sense for him to act that way in their universe, in that universe.
Yeah,
he has like a little Trigon there, so
he does have a little Trigon. But actually, I'm just saying.
Well, actually, now that I think about it, maybe okay, this is me putting on my tinfoil hat, putting on my crazy conspiracy theory tinfoil hat here. And okay, so what if the reason that Trigon, I keep wanting to say Trigon, the reason why Trigon was acting weird was because he was absorbing the Teen Titans Go Raven, so part of that was leaking into him.
Well, there you go.
Right there.
That's an interesting.
I think I just solved it. I think I just figured out what
plot hole
fixed. Made a breakthrough, you guys.
Wow.
Okay, but can I just say one other like genuine positive I have with the movie?
Yes.
And that is actually Raven in both the Go universe and just Raven in general in this movie I think it was handled probably the best out of the entire cast. And I like that we actually got Go Raven having to deal with some character development, and it was from the Teen Titans Raven who had to deal with it before, and I thought that was a really cool dynamic. Really,
Yeah, I do think that both versions of Ravens were handled very well in this. Like, Go Raven is still in character, but she's getting guidance from the original series Raven, in terms of what to do about her demon getting loose and all that kind of stuff. So I do think that was handled very well.
and I feel like I feel like something like that should have been a thing they did more in the movie. And rather than just have, Robin just be like, oh, you're weird. You're a weird, you're a weird, baby Titans version of me. I don't need to work with you. Rather, just maybe teach him a bit more about how to be a hero or something, or just, I don't know. Maybe that'd be out of character. Would that be out of character?
Yeah, but wasn't in the original series, Robin kind of headstrong and wanted to be the leader, and then Cyborg wanted to be the leader, so you had this kind of headstrong.
Oh, he was second.
Character.
He was more second in command.
But they were fighting.
Cyborg. Well, they had that kind of tiff in the third season because Cyborg wanted to leave the team to go be leader of Titans East. So they kind of butted heads over that a little bit. But I don't know. It seems like in this version, original series Robin just seems kind of like the super serious kind of a dick.
Yeah, he's way more of a dick than I remember him being in the original series.
I was talking to Melanie while we were watching this, and it was like, original series Robin, yes, he's kind of the straight man of the original team, so he's he takes the things more seriously, but he's also a nice guy and level-headed and all that kind of stuff. So it's he seems almost overly mean for the sake of being a more serious version of Robin. So I don't know. I mean that just lays more into the
the writing as a whole.
Yeah.
Really.
But
and I mean, to give OG Robin some credit, if I had to spend more than 5 minutes with the Teen Titans Go cast, and by cast I mean the characters, I would probably also be more of a jerk too.
But like you were saying, Aiden, I do think there is positives in this, because I have a dumb monkey brain and I do I get that reference thing. I did enjoy the bits where they're hopping through the multiverse and all the references to all the.
And should we at least explain how they get to the multiverse? Because I don't watch Teen Titans Go, and so this was the most baffling thing ever to me.
See, I feel like, and maybe Kyle and Ari, if you guys watch Teen Titans Go, maybe you got these references a lot more than we did. Because I don't watch Teen Titans Go, so they make reference once to oh, hey, Trigon turned Cyborg's hand to a dog once, or how they have a yearly battle with Santa Claus. I don't understand those references because I don't watch Teen Titans Go.
I'm
but
pretty sure it was at face value exactly what they said.
Yeah.
I did kind of get a laugh out of when they're they're trying to figure out where to get because they have to find this thing called the Whirligog, which is this sphere that allows you to travel the multiverse. And they're trying to piece together okay, well, who would have the Go universe's Whirligog? And they're they go up to the North Pole and the Go Titans are treating this as a totally normal thing. It just pans over to the original series. It's wow, they weren't joking.
Yeah, so the Whirligog in their universe is owned by Santa Claus.
Because of course it is. And even though I don't watch Teen Titans and I don't understand the history of their relationship with the Santa character, I did think it was funny that this is just such a nonchalant thing for them. They know the layout of the thing, they know how to take out all the elves and stuff. They even say that it it's they don't regularly fight Santa, that it's just reserved for holiday specials. That's the kind of meta humor I can get behind, where they're almost self-aware that they're in a show.
Yeah, there's definitely little bits like that I thought were genuinely funny and got a real laugh out of me, especially later, which we'll get to when we talk about the big climax of the movie.
Yeah,
there's some we got to talk about that climax, but we'll save it for later.
Yeah, so they had to fight Santa and Mrs. Claus to get the Whirligog so they can travel the multiverse, and you get to see various incarnations of the Teen Titans team, where you get to see the one from the recent DC animated universe movies. You get to see the ones from the Super Friends era.
And you get to
ones
see the
from the
comic
actual-
ones too,
Yeah.
and like I love when you get to the comic ones. It's just a comic. They're just like still panels.
Yeah, it's doing
Like-
page flips.
Like
You get to see the one that was kind of surprising is they did the Tiny Titans, which is a comic I forgot existed.
yeah, I had no idea what that was.
Yeah,
So I was
and then there's like all these other universe ones that are just like, the steampunk universe, the mermaid universe that they were all making jokes about before.
my favorite one is the reverse Beast Boy universe, where Beast Boy is a normal human and all the other Titans are animals.
The Protein Titans. I don't know why he was calling them that, but
I don't want to know why he was calling him that. I just thought it was
Yeah.
funny.
so I do want to say one of the biggest laughs Melanie and I got out of watching this earlier is that when they're doing the big musical number, it goes to Beast Boy where he's like playing the piano and Tara's sitting on the chair, and just pans over to to original series Beast Boy, and he's like, "My Tara's dead."
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It's like that's just like such an out of left field downer to that song.
I'll be real with
It's like,
you.
oh, yeah, she is dead.
I'll be real with you. When that song came on, I just kind of hit mute, scrolled down, and be like, okay, what's going on Twitter? And then just like a few minutes later, I came back. Like, I don't hate the music in Teen Titans Go, to be honest. I think that sometimes it can have some catchy tunes, and I especially loved some of the songs in the movie, the theatrical movie. But I don't know, they didn't really bring their A game, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Also-
I wasn't a fan of the two songs they did here, but like that just one line like fucking killed me.
That's a dark line, and I like it.
It's like, my Tara's dead. It's like, oh,
That's messed
Oh.
up.
that's sad.
But yeah. All right, so is
Kyle,
any-
we've been talking a while. Kyle and Ari, is there anything you want to interject at this time?
I didn't quite care for the song either.
Okay.
I have like a golden rule. If your cartoon is gonna do a rap number, don't. It almost never
works out.
turns out well.
I just thought it was weird that Starfire and the Starfires, like they turn everybody into like this weird like late 80s, early 90s like rat fashion. It was very strange.
It was and the cameo hair. It was like, this is weird.
What kid is going to understand these references?
Well, this is for the adults that
Yeah.
that grew up watching them.
That's true. But yeah, so Kyle, did you have anything?
It was great. You guys are too harsh.
Thanks.
I might be
But
a little
yeah.
too.
But yeah,
So-
so like the big scene that's been going around on Twitter here is they basically parody the end of Avengers Endgame here.
Actually, I want to point out that one of the storyboard artists commented on that, and they said that this was boarded before Endgame had come out. So, like, it's not
Parallel
really a
thinking.
parody, but it just weird coincidence.
Man,
You know?
this is the second week in a row we've talked about parallel thinking, because last week in Promare we were wondering about if Promare or Fire Force had come out because they have similar premises.
Ah, man, dude, like that's all right. That was another
Yeah.
discussion. But yeah,
Yeah.
no. So the big climax of this one, and this is genuinely rad in my opinion, is they basically get all of the Teen Titans from every alternate universe. You know, the comic book, the '60s cartoon, the weird like rock, like '80s rock and roll ones from like the Teen Titans Go special or whatnot.
Yeah.
And like it was just one big giant every Teen Titans is here, like everyone is here type of thing. And
I did think I agree that I did like the whole let's get everyone from every universe together and we're gonna go fight. I did think it was cool. I did think it was, and I really have no place to talk because character designers, they have a job and everything. But I personally felt was kind of lazy that every alternate universe that wasn't directly based on like an established property was just some kind of variation on the Go universe.
To be fair, I don't know how many other Teen Titans universes there are, so yeah.
Well, I mean, I get that, but it's like I feel like design wise they could have had a little more variation, like how like the Mermaid Titans are just the Go Titans, but as mermaids.
Okay, one other thing that did get a genuine laugh out of me is when they cut, like when everyone's fighting and they cut to the Mermaid Titans and they're just flopping on the ground because there's no water. that got a genuine laugh out of me.
That was pretty funny.
I'll just say this. As far as Teen Titans go, there isn't too many incarnations for them. So yeah, they had to do a lot of padding. But
like, see, I don't mind that they're like, oh hey, we made a steampunk version or we made mermaid version. This is like, I'm just saying design wise, I feel like they could mix it up a little bit so it's not like so overtly like, oh, we based it on Teen Titans Go, but we mixed it up a little bit. Whereas like, okay, maybe let's try a different art style for them or something. But
when you're working in the animation industry, JD, cutting corners is amazing.
You got a point there.
Was anyone clamoring for this? Did it have to come out at a certain time? I don't think so. So they could have spent some extra time making some more character designs.
I mean, the investors wanted it out at a specific time, so
that's true.
Deadlines are a thing, and sometimes people have to cut corners and do fast stuff. I'm sure maybe they intended to.
Maybe.
Maybe if we own the DVDs and can watch the special features, maybe there's...
Yeah, I gotta listen to the crew commentary for this. I need to hear their reasoning behind things.
I need to hear their reasoning behind the one scene in particular that I've been waiting for.
Okay, yes, please talk about the scene you're
okay, so
about.
First thing, so to clarify, so what happens, so when Trigon finally becomes full Trigon, he takes Raven's demon powers and Raven's normal, and she's happy for once and whatnot. But out of nowhere, the Go Trigon just eats the original Trigon, and they become a hexagon because it's like tribe times tribe. You know, it's a joke. But so the original Raven has to be the one to save the day, and the OG Raven is like the Go Raven has to be the one to save the day, and OG Raven's like, listen, you have to eat me. and she's like, how? Why can't you eat me? And this is one of my favorite lines in the whole movie. Raven just stares her dead in the eyes and says, my mouth can't animate that big. And so, of course, the day is saved thanks to Vor.
Kinda, yeah.
Where Raven just eats all the other ravens and she becomes like a flock of ravens. Or like I forget what they call her.
The unkindness.
Yeah.
We rated this entire podcast just to drop the V word.
I have literally I came to this podcast just to say that, basically.
We had to wait this long because the little kids who would get bored of listening to this and only the real fans would stay.
Yeah.
There was another thing in this final fight that when you mentioned Hexacon reminded me. There's a lot of instances of something going on too long. And they even make a joke about it where it's like they only do the Whirligog song to pad out time. But there's a few jokes in here that like just kind of go on too long.
Yeah, that's
the movie starts with one where it's like Starfire is feeding Silky, and it's like 15 seconds of watching cat food come out of a can.
My version of the movie froze at that point, and I was just sitting there thinking, how long are they going to drag this out?
No, but what reminded me of that is like when the two Trigons fuse together, they become Hexagon, and he forms with two butts, and they focus on that for a good 30 seconds, just making jokes about butts. And it's like, okay, we get it, that's fine, but it just keeps going.
Like that's one of those other things I never liked about Teen Titans Go, and I get that humor's subjective and whatnot, but I feel like whenever they just hold on a joke for too long, I feel like it diminishes event over time.
I'm wondering if that's designed to make kids laugh because butt is funny.
It's-
I'm sure
I know.
kids are
I know
like,
that it's exactly for the little children.
if I was like 5 years old, I'd be like, ha ha ha, but's funny, ha ha. But
I
yeah,
mean,
no,
hell,
like,
hell, if
we're
I-
analyzing an actual children's movie.
that's our job,
I
Kyle.
want you guys to realize that this is a child's movie, and you guys are saying things are going too long when children are probably laughing their asses off.
Because that's things that they like.
Kyle, this is the exact thing we've been doing for the last 5 years. But yeah, so I don't know. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Because like I've kind of like I think I've said my piece on this movie.
I still think this movie is, honestly, if you're gonna watch any part of this movie, just watch the post-credit scene where Darkseid comes out and he's voiced by Weird Al Yankovic, and then afterward it's just like a still. This is like the one like long form joke I think actually worked, where it's just the Go Titans sitting around while chaos is going on outside, and
Okay,
someone's like, "Where are the Teen Titans?" And things are just.
I will admit I did enjoy Cyborg's play-by-play of what's going on outside. Just like it's the big jerk and all the little jerks. And then there's a sky portal.
Yeah, no, that was like really funny, honestly. But
Aaron, Kyle, did you have something to say?
All I want to say is, as far as story and all this kind of stuff, it's based on the whole Crisis on Infinite Earths, but
Yeah.
a lot of things have done this before, and it's nothing really new. That would be my only gripe with it, because I don't think the other ones were really all that needed, since they were in the end fight for like 30 seconds.
Right.
But had a movie that was the Ninja Turtles that met their old selves, and then they shit on the 80s one for quite a bit, and then they had the comic one shit on the cartoon ones. And I'm sure there's other movies that have done that as well.
It's kind of funny that like this is almost the inverse of Turtles Forever, where it's like the new versions were shitting on the old versions in the Turtles movie, but in this version, the old versions are shitting on the new ones.
Did I watch that one with you?
I think so.
I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I never saw it.
Yeah.
So,
Ari, did you have any closing thoughts?
Well, overall, with the construction of the movie and how it was pieced together, I think it was written quite nicely, and it is a really good movie. But you have to think of it that it is designed for children to bond with their parents.
And I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It is not for me, who is an aging man-child
Or me,
with no children.
Or me, who's just 23.
Yeah. Well,
But
oh gosh,
Proto
I'm like
man-child.
annoying.
yeah, proto-manch. I'm cool with that. Well, not really, but
Man-child in training.
I will say it was really interesting how they had a random Max G cameo out of nowhere.
Okay, I saw him tweet about that, and he's like, I think he got upset that everyone keeps thinking it's him.
It's him, dude. It looks just like him.
He was making fun about it. I don't think he got his feelings hurt because he actually liked Teen Titans Go, so he doesn't. It's not like he's bitching about it all the time online.
Yeah.
He's representing the fans. You ruined my childhood.
They're self-aware. But so yeah, there you go, guys. I don't know. I don't know who to recommend this movie to. If you've got kids that like Teen Titans Go, then I'm sure you'll watch it.
Oh yeah, Spider-Verse. There we go. A bunch of Spider-Man, different things. There you go.
I like
Alternatively, you
Spider-Verse.
could just watch Spider-Verse.
And even there's a Darkwing Duck comic where he meets all the Darkwing Ducks.
It's a common story that everyone does.
Yeah,
You got to meet all the alternate universes. It's tried and true formula. But so there you go, guys. That's a review of the Titans crossover movie. Let us know in the comments what you thought of the movie. If you're a fan of the old show, the new show, both, of neither. You know,
I cannot wait for the next Teen Titans Go thing, so we could hear you bitch about it. and us defend it.
I don't
'Cause
know.
we-
They're gonna like we did the movie because it was a big to do, and we did this movie because it had to do with the old Titans. But if they do like another directed video movie, and like it has to be something that mildly interests me, but we'll see. They even say in the movie that there won't be that. The good thing about another big crossover event is means there probably won't be another one for another year. So we'll see how that goes. Good stuff, everybody. Well, thanks everybody for being on here today, for reviewing this movie, and thank you all out there for listening to this, whatever this show is. So we will catch you all again next week with something else.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Ink and Paint Club podcast. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter to keep up with the show. Join our Discord to chat with us, and subscribe to our Patreon for some cool bonuses. Links are in the description. We'll see you next time.